Hello and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews, and today we're going to begin a series of 11 beers from Y Market. And Y Market Brewing is in Nagoya, Japan, right in the center of the country. And they started in 2014. There was a lot of buzz when they opened up at first. And in fact, in 2014, they were the RateBeer Best New Brewery or New Brewer in Japan. And so there was a lot of interest in them. They were making really interesting beers, and they haven't stopped since then. And they put out a lot of beers, many different types of beers. The brewer is kind of adventurous. His name is Kachi Makoto, and he had worked for Kisoji Beer in Nagano Prefecture before branching out on his own. And he soon hired another fairly well-known brewer in Japan named Nakanishi, who came out of Isekadoya in Mie Prefecture. And together they've crafted quite a lineup of beers. They're always putting out new things. And the name Y Market comes from the location of their original brew house, which was in Yanagi Bashi Market in Nagoya. And but they have opened up a new brewery, their Nishi or West Brewery, and it's a larger system, and so apparently they're able to do a lot more nowadays. The beer we're going to look at, 11 beers we're going to look at. You can see the picture at the beginning, and these are all more or less fairly recent beers from them, and we're going to look at them in order of alcohol percentage. So we'll start with a very light American Session IPL, and that will be up next. So let's look at these interesting beers from Y Market. Okay, and we are now on to the penultimate Y Market beer in this set. This will be number 10, and I have one more to go. And we've been doing these in order of alcoholic strength. I'm not sure if that's always the best strategy, but now what we are at is one which is called Y Market Neo, N-E in capital letters. And this is a New England double IPA. It's an 8%er, and it has 16.2 international bittering units. And Y Market has made a lot of New England IPAs. This one's a double. There are a few special things about this one. First of all, it has 6 varieties of hops. It's got Centennial, Cascade, Sabro, which is a newer hop, Mosaic, Idaho 7, which is kind of a favorite of brewers these days, and Citra. So 6 different hops, and it also has British Maris Otter malt, which they're using for the first time at Y Market, and some brewers like to use Maris Otter. Baird in Japan uses it in many of their beers, and the hops are fresh hops, according to them. I'm not sure. This was, it's got an expiry date of October, so I'm not sure exactly when they canned this or produced this, but they claim they're using fresh hops, whole leaf hops, and also it's the first time that they've used Idaho 7, this kind of newer hop that's quite popular these days. Yeah, the ingredients specify barley, malt, and oats and hops. Okay, oats are a common feature of New England IPAs. They add a little creaminess and tend to lighten things up. We get the from all these different hops, we should get a kind of sort of juicy note in the nose and in the flavor as well. And very little bitterness. As you see, 16.2 international bitter units. It's pretty low and very typical for a New England IPA. And this is actually a double. So, and the names again, N-E-O, Neo. I mean, I can guess that N-E is, of course, New England. O, perhaps Idaho. I really don't get what it is about, but wine market names are often a kind of mystery, the names of their beers. So on RateBeer, this one's brand new. It has no ratings whatsoever. On Untappd, there were 62 ratings when I checked, an average of 3.91, very high. But of course, New England IPAs are the, I don't want to say style du jour, but they've been one of the most popular styles for the last couple of years. And especially among younger beer drinkers who perhaps didn't grow up with pale ales or IPAs, they're extremely popular. So let's see the appearance. It's got a typically hazy, actually cloudy sort of, we call this kind of apple juice, very light straw color with almost no head, just a very light filmy head on top. And we'll put it through the light and see what we get. So it is quite translucent through the light, but cloudy in appearance. Okay. And aroma. Whew. Yeah, okay. It has the typical very sweet, kind of juicy, like you bit into a sugared peach or plum or pear or something like that, with some sharp citrus element added to it. This is quite strong. It's quite a nose, actually, yeah. And flavor. Yeah, okay, very, very similar. Kind of thick stone fruitiness. We'll get some peach. There are some tropical notes for sure. Pineapple, definitely. Some kind of mango. The 8%, you can feel the alcohol on the tongue. You can feel the little slightly extra heavy body in this. Interesting, yeah. It does have a sharpness, and it for me, this is more pleasant than a standard New England IPA. As a double IPA, there's a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit extra alcohol, a little bit extra body, and those things kind of push the flavors up, I think. Perhaps I've said it before, or you've heard me say it before. You can, of course, tell that I'm a little bit older than the average beer geek, and I did not grow up with New England IPAs, and some of my friends and I, we often say we wish they eventually will disappear, but this is quite drinkable, for sure. Yeah, I like it, and I could drink this again, definitely. So you might want to give this a try if you are in Japan and certainly around Nagoya. You might be able to find this, and again, it's called Wine Market Neo, N-E-O, and it is a 8%, 16.2 IBU New England double IPA, and I think I can recommend this one pretty highly. Yeah. They did a good job on this one, for sure. Yeah, quite nice. Maybe I'm being converted. I don't know. Maybe someday I will forget about IPAs and pale ales. I was talking with a brewer who has recently started out on his own and is opening has opened a place in Chiba Prefecture. He's been around for many years, and we were talking, and I just said, what are your favorite styles these days? And he said, same as always, pale ales and IPAs. But and we kind of agreed on that, I think. But in any case, I think I could go for this, yeah, again, and maybe I will. All right, I hope you're doing well these days. It's quite hot here in Japan. It got up to 37 degrees Fahrenheit, or I'm sorry, centigrade, where I live today. And I'm guessing that's around like 94, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So we need to be careful. I went out for a few hours to do some shopping, came back just tired just from walking around a little bit in the heat. And so take care of yourself, wear a mask, be safe. All right, and we'll see you next time. Next time we'll look at one final Weinmarket beer, and then we're going to move on to another brewery. Okay. Take care now. Bye-bye.